Hello, dear friends, and welcome back. Tonight, I'd like to share with you a gentle story about someone whose life touched millions of people around the world. It's the story of Steve Jobs. But instead of telling it like a history lesson, let's imagine it as a soft, heartwarming tale, one that we can all listen to, no matter our age. Picture a small California town in the 1950s, where the sun glowed warmly on the orange trees and the houses stood quietly side by side. In this cozy place, a baby boy was born and given up for adoption. He was soon welcomed by loving parents, who gave him not riches, but a simple home filled with kindness, encouragement, and gentle care. Steve grew up with curiosity in his eyes, always wanting to know how things worked. He would tinker with radios, wires, and little gadgets in the garage, his father by his side, showing him how to shape wood carefully or fit parts together with patience. This wasn't just about machines, it was about learning to create, to pay attention, and to love the process. Even as a boy, Steve's heart seemed to hold a special light. He didn't know yet where life would take him, but he had a spark like a small candle that whispered of wonder and possibility. And so, dear listeners, this is where our cozy story begins, with a boy in a quiet town, dreaming of what might be possible if he followed that little light inside his heart. As Steve grew older, his curiosity blossomed. Imagine him walking through leafy streets, his mind always racing ahead, filled with questions and ideas. In college, he wandered through classes, sometimes barefoot, listening to the stories hidden in art, calligraphy, and design. He wasn't following the usual path, but instead moving at the rhythm of his own wonder. One day, with his friend Steve Wozniak, he began to dream of something new: tiny computers that could fit on a desk, built not just for businesses, but for ordinary people, for families, for dreamers. Together, in a humble garage, surrounded by boxes, wood tables, and humming wires, they built their first Apple computer. It was simple, but it carried a warmth. It was like opening a window and letting sunlight in. People could see that this was not just a machine, it was a tool for creativity, learning, and connection. Life, of course, was not always smooth. Steve faced setbacks, disappointments, and even times when he was pushed away from the very company he helped to build. But in these quiet, uncertain years, he learned patience. He founded new projects, discovered new ways of bringing beauty into technology, and, most importantly, he never let go of the spark that guided him since childhood. Through it all, Steve remained that curious boy at heart, still tinkering, still dreaming, still listening to the soft voice inside that told him to trust the journey. And then, dear friends, came the return. Steve was welcomed back to Apple, and with him came a wave of ideas that changed the world. The iMac, the iPod, the iPhone, all born not just from skill, but from the deep belief that technology should feel human, warm, and simple. His vision was not about machines, but about people, about making tools that would help them create music, share photos, speak to loved ones, and discover new worlds. In his later years, Steve often spoke about the importance of following one's heart. He reminded people that life is short, like a fragile flower that blooms brightly for a moment. What matters most is not living like others expect, but listening to that inner spark, the one that says, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." And though Steve's life ended too soon, his story continues. Every time someone captures a memory with their phone, learns through a screen, or creates something beautiful with the help of technology, a little piece of his dream lives on. So, dear listeners, as we close this cozy tale, let's carry with us the gentle lesson of Steve Jobs' life, that it is never about how long we live, but about how deeply we live, how much love and beauty we leave behind. Thank you for joining me tonight. If this story warmed your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and come back for more gentle tales. Until next time, may your own spark guide you toward kindness, creativity, and wonder.